Hello, welcome back to Accessible Photography and a very, very different vlog from the usual. I have not taken my camera, I have not taken a vlogging camera, I am doing everything from the phone, video and photographs, and as you can see it's from a train, and the reason being is I'm away down to London from Edinburgh to do a course for my work. There wasn't really much time for me to take photographs, I knew that, so I didn't take a camera, but I took some images and I took some video as I went down and when I was down there, and I thought I could discuss that with regard to accessible photography, because photography is accessible to us all because of modern phones. They are superb at taking images, absolutely superb. Obviously when taking a photograph through a window like this, it's a bit iffy, but if it's obvious, as in the video that's coming up, it's quite acceptable. You can see it's a window, you know it's a train. What's the problem? Now you might just be taking photographs for your own personal reasons, recording for posterity. You might be trying to make a little film of something. Go ahead, do it. There's absolutely nothing to stop you doing this. For me, coming down here was taking me back 37 years to when I used to travel down to Farnborough and Aldershot, doing the Edinburgh to King's Cross run on a regular basis. And I was really getting taken back in time with this. The feeling of being back in the 80s with the music playing in my ears as I did so it was strange. If you're my age group, you'll probably understand. But the sights and sounds are very similar to the way it was 37 years ago. Obviously there's modern buildings, and I wish I'd taken more photographs on the way down so I could understand the changes. But one of the things I did do was I took a photograph at King's Cross back in around about early 1984, and it showed the trains of the day and the station. Here it is, the 125s, remember those? They were prolific, if that's the right word. So I decided to try and get the same viewpoint. No trains, the concourse has changed slightly. I've had to move to get some trains into there, and you can see similar train there to the 125, not a lot of differences. It's probably followed. I don't really understand trains very much, so I don't know. But then you get the nice modern one like this. Look at that sleek thing. So the way I'm looking at it just now is, in future, there's so many photographs being taken by phone that historians or people like myself looking back will be able to view them and go, yeah, I remember that well, or understand the changes. So this is St Pancras Station from King's Cross, using a phone, using night mode. The Huawei P20 has a little night mode on it, and it's very, very good. And this station back in the 1980s was awful. It looked okay from the outside, but terrible from the inside. Terrible in the inside. It's much better now. This is King's Cross, and that's looking at St Pancras. I didn't do a lot of pictures in St Pancras, but I did take this. This statue is massive, absolutely huge. I had to stand in front of it. It was selfie time. There's going to be a couple of those. That's the way it is. So off I went. Gloucester Road Station is where I was going to be staying close by. That's my hotel. We're just recording things. And as you notice, it's all at night. I've arrived at night. I'm going to be working through the day. I will never see London in the daytime. Oops, sorry. I had to have a bit of a refreshment there. Can't really help it. A slightly better image that time. You might have noticed I've literally thrown all the pictures in, and I'm just talking through them. View from the hotel room, view from a tube. This is later in the day now. I've finished my course and I've headed out to have a look around town. Les Mis. I must go down and have a look at some of these shows sometimes. But look how good the quality of the night mode is on the camera. It's stunning. It really is. I absolutely love this phone. Went to M&M's World. Now, accessible from the top level is, getting down to the bottom is probably not quite as accessible unless there's a lift that does this. I forgot to take the volume off this one, so I'm going to talk over the noise there. All of those are M&M's. And then back to the hotel, and again, night mode is very good. And a little bit of time lapse because the cloud's really scudding by, and I thought let's just do some time lapse, see what it's like, and it comes out really, really well. This is probably about 20 30 minutes of time lapse put together here. Still image, sorry, it squint, couldn't help it. But in the morning, I decided to do another time lapse. I had no idea what was going to happen, but when it did happen, I was very, very pleased with it. Just watch in the center of the screen as the sun starts to come up. Absolutely beautiful. The camera does all its adjustments on its own, the phone camera. I did the same with another camera before and it didn't work, it just burnt out completely, but that's not too bad. And that's a bit of a smoggy London, just taken half an hour later. Again, same thing. I'm not sure what that power station is, it might be Battersea, but I have no idea. Evening again, get out and about in the city centre. This is Boudica, and I'm not sure if she'd be happy about the sales that are going on around her, but that's London now, unfortunately. So I took a little wander across Westminster Bridge. You've got the big wheel there. I'm not sure what it's called anymore, so I won't even try to say what it is. Took various images and using various techniques with the camera as well. You can see the format changes from the night mode to normal mode. That's back to night mode. Westminster was not worth photographing, to be perfectly honest, and I was trying to get one of the buses going by, but the buses weren't coming in this direction. It seems to be blocked off completely. So that was a waste of time. So move on, let's see what else there is. Oh, no, I've taken another picture of Westminster. I must have been getting excited about this. So we move on, middle of the bridge, looking down the Thames there, and a bit of Westminster that isn't covered. Was taking a selfie, and this woman stood in the way, so I have to take it again. Unfortunately, the beauty mode was on, so it made it slightly blurred. I think I needed to clean the lens in this one. And that's the big wheel and the old Westminster, London, City of London council buildings. What was it? Greater London Council, I think that was it. Something on those lines, that was their government building. Back to the big wheel. And again, as I say, you can just take pictures with a phone wherever you go. And accessibility of this, I've had to climb up a few steps to get out of the tube. There may be lifts, not 100% sure at Westminster. I'm quite sure there is because it's a modern underground station, so there should be lifts for wheelchairs. Took a few images down the street. I don't know why, I just kind of like the look of it. It's actually gated, so I'm not sure what this street is, but there's a gate, the bikes come up and a barrier goes up. And then I decided to move on a little bit. Liked the look of the colour of the building lit up there. Had another go, slightly better composition, and then I went, nah, don't like it, and walked away. But what I did like was the old buildings, new buildings, and the wheel appearing just above them, and trying to get as much in as possible there. I've lost the top of that building. There we go, I've got the building in now. See, I'm working at it. As I said, it's just a dump of all the images here. Car going in there, spoilt that. People walking past, blurred because it's night vision. Van goes past. My God, am I ever going to get an image here? And there you go. But maybe it was better with the vehicles. I don't know. I was looking for Del Boy waiting for his girlfriend here. If you watched Only Fools and Horses, you'll understand what I'm talking about on that one. So yes, this is Waterloo Station, and yeah, I have memories of this going back to the 80s, and it was completely different. And heading back now, that's the sleeper ticket they've got, and a little non-alcoholic drink along with my burger and chips. And the reason it's non-alcoholic is because the boss was paying for it. Oops, that one doesn't belong there. That's back to the old government buildings. So here we are, the Caledonian Sleeper. And I did actually expect to be met by somebody at a little podium greeting me as I came in, but she was busy talking to somebody. It's amazing what you see on some vlogs, and you don't get it for yourself. So yep, that's me. The train is heading to Aberdeen. I get off at Inverkeithing, and of course when I want to get onto a train, there's going to be people sitting there having a wee drinky poo. Oh yep, get out of your way. Sorry love, there you are. Thank you very much. And this is me getting on the train, and now I'm going to go to me live as I go into my cabin for the very first time on a sleeper to see how it compares to that of the vlogs that I watched leading up to going on this trip. I'm here, and apparently this is mine, so So I took a walk down to the buffet car and actually found the accessible carriage. So they had nice big wide doors for wheelchairs. And at that point, the train decided to leave Euston Station on its way to Aberdeen. Yes, I saw the disabled facilities, and they do look really, really good. And I would highly recommend the trip for anyone heading north. It looks very comfortable. And let's go to the bar. I'm paying for this myself. Let's have a little ginger laddie and a little bit of shortbread before bed. And as I get ready for bed, I discover I've got some soap, some earplugs, and an eye mask because I needed it. Got dumped in Inverkeithing Station at 4:40 a.m, which was a little bit early. We were supposed to be there at 5 o'clock. But that was me. That's the end of the trip. And I say, yep, you can take photographs anywhere, at any time, with literally anything. There's no such thing as a good camera or the best camera. It's what you have with you at the time. So get out, take pictures, and have fun.